My name is ArtJohn, and this tutorial will show you a simple way to get your pupils and young ones to paint with more expression. You see, there are absolutely loads of ways to use watercolour paints, but more often than not we fall back onto this idea that you take your subject, you draw it first, and then you just fill it in with a bit of paint. Now that kind of makes sense, but it can often produce paintings that feel lifeless. It's really important to remember that painting is not always about colouring in or trying to make something look real. Often it's about gesture, using your paintbrush to make marks that make the viewer see and feel something in your painting. That's what really matters. You see, drawing's still really important, but it doesn't have to come at the beginning. So I'm going to show you how to paint first and then draw later to make much more exciting paintings. Okay, so just to be clear, this hair does not belong to me, it belongs to my corgi. Anyway, I'm using flowers from my garden, but you could use this technique for any subject you like. Start by taping down your paper. And make sure you press your masking tape onto your clothes first, and this will stop the tape from ripping your paper at the end. I'm using watercolour paper, but you can use any thick paper. In fact, wallpaper lining paper works really well and is super cheap. Now, choosing where to focus can be tricky, so I suggest whipping up a quick paper frame to help you find an area to focus on. Wet your paint and paper and start to paint large blocks of colour and rough shapes. Squinting your eyes a little bit every now and again will help you find them. Because your paper is wet, the paint will bleed and spread, and this is great because it will create a loose background to build on. This also gives you a chance to practice painting the shapes without damaging the end result. Try to be as rough and quick with this bit. And if it's too wet, just dab it with a bit of tissue. Keep adding broad, loose brush strokes without worrying too much about how real it looks, but remember to keep looking back at your subject. You can also use a toothbrush to get more textured gestures onto the paper. Make the paint richer by using less water and start to layer up on top of the base coat. Still don't be too rigid, but start to form more descriptive shapes. Keep going, even if it is looking like a mess, we will sort that out later. Once dry, use a pencil and start to add descriptive marks onto the paint. Try to be quick, decisive and loose. It should look like a sketch, bringing out the shape and details of the subject but not dominating the painting. And you can add a bit of white thick paint to add a few highlights if you want. This isn't necessary though. And adding a bit of colour pencil will always help. Just don't get trapped into being too neat or adding too much. If this is your kind of thing, then give this vid a thumbs up. And if you want more creative activities, make sure to subscribe and check out my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one.